what trio is very famous for is its balance, very sort of intricate cross rhythms. Does this take very much work? And how conscious are you of working to this end?
Well, not so conscious. It's more the musicians involved than anything, and that I think we have sort of a common desire. And I think what we look for is freedom with responsibility. In other words, there's no requirement to do anything at a certain time, but we like to feel that we're responsible to the total performance. And of course it requires a certain kind of musician, and I think exceptional musicians and the accompanying and solo capacity that the sidemen play. They're not sidemen really, we're just a trio.
How long have you been playing with the same people always? Does it, of course this requires very close cooperation for a long period of time.
Yeah. Well, to give you an idea, the trio has never rehearsed. In the history of the trio, we've never rehearsed. I think we probably could accomplish some things through rehearsal, but all of the things we play have grown out of performance. And what was the beginning of the question?
Does it take very long to form this sort of relationship?
Yeah, well, not really, because when the guys join the group, I sort of could feel in a minute whether or not they're going to fall in. And although Eddie claimed that he was going through a lot of strain when we opened in the London House Cold in Chicago, it sounded to me like it was like water, you know, out of a faucet or something. It came out so easily. But then beyond that, I think it's a sort of a natural development through common desire, just to make it more musical all the time as much as we can.
I think we would like to hear now something.
All right. So something that's a little light, a very pretty waltz by Johnny Mandel, who has done a lot of film scoring now in Hollywood and writes beautiful melodies. This one was for the film Emily, and it's the title tune.
you do project an image of an intellectual jazz musician. How far does the intellect go?
Only as far as being a student, really. That's as far as it can go, because intellectually you couldn't manipulate yourself fast enough intellectually to play. I mean, jazz is a certain process that's not an intellectual process. You use your intellect to take apart the materials and learn to understand them and learn to work with them. But actually it takes years and years and years of playing to develop the facility so that you can forget all of that and just relax and just play.
It has also been said that you, when you're playing, you are very economic. You're like Hemingway telling a story.
Well,
does this pruning down mean an intellectual process, or does it come by
No.
playing and playing?
I think it's a matter of taste and just what you want to hear as as a performer, because you play for yourself first, of course. You know, you're the primary audience for yourself, and I just don't like to hear superfluous things, and I hope there aren't too many elements that are superfluous in what I do. You know, there probably are many, but I don't like obvious embroidery. So that's the reason, I think. And I do like to state things as clearly as I can, as concisely as I can. I don't like to make people work hard to understand what I'm doing, or myself either. If you can say it easy, why make it hard? You know, that's the way I think.
When you start playing, to what extent do you know exactly what is going to happen? Or do you have any idea?
Only that we've agreed on a basic structural plan harmonically in most of the things that we do. And other than that, certain things have fallen into place, as you could hear. They almost become arrangements. But sometimes we'll destroy some of those things just to try to keep fresh. And then, of course, after the theme is stated, we don't know at all, except that we know about the idiom we're going to be playing in, but we don't know the ideas or how they'll follow each other or how we'll be interplaying or anything like that.
Your challenge doesn't obviously lie in that sort of technical feat, but
No.
what is your challenge in the new composition?
It's sort of a feeling, I think, a melodic feeling, or just to say a certain kind of a thing, to try to maybe show somebody something through music, even show myself something, because as I've discovered in myself, it's been a revelation, to maybe reveal something to someone else through the music. Something that's good and something that they feel that maybe enriches their life a little bit or makes them feel better as a person or something like that. That would be the main guiding force, I think. We could maybe proceed with another mood and then perhaps another one that would demonstrate the stronger type of swing. Perhaps you're familiar with the song from the picture Alfie, called Alfie. Well, this we treat as a ballad with a short improvisatory section at the beginning of the second chorus. did say about Eddie that he's has the most surprising flexibility. Like sometimes I wake up in the morning to TV in New York or Today Show, and I see an Israeli folk group, playing their folk music, and I see a bass player in the back playing like he was born in Israel, And I say, is that Eddie? And it's Eddie, Or else he'll get on a very free kind of expressionistic bag with Jeremy Steig duet type things, recording everything. So Eddie is marvelous in that he has a very wide scope, and as much as he fits me like a glove, you would almost think that this is the only way he could play because he does it so perfectly, but it's not true.
Where did you study bass?
Well, I've been playing about 13, 14 years. I played all through high school and went to Juilliard after that.
I see.
Studied classical bass.
But you were playing drums in a symphony orchestra.
Yeah, for a while when I was going to college.
What made you decide to leave?
Well,
he was counting measures one day.
Yeah, right.
And all of a sudden,
No, I couldn't express myself at all. Just read the music and that's it. No room for self-expression.
And that room has now opened up.
Oh, indeed it has.
Would
I
you
don't
accept
think there are any
classical idiom into this?
well, the idiom, yeah, if it would apply, if you could apply it.
Who's your favorite among the classical composers?
I guess if I had to pick one, it would be Bach. But
That's very common among the jazz
probably
musicians.
so. But I do like many composers. All the classical composers, Beethoven, Bach, Haydn. I love Haydn, incidentally, very much too. Mozart, and Debussy, Ravel, Bartok. Like that.
And your opinion about this avant-garde jazz?
I think it's there's a very healthy thing going on. I don't think it's gotten organized enough yet. Maybe. Though the only thing that I think is a danger about allowing yourself all of this freedom is that you could sometimes indulge yourself and express feelings that are too personal. I mean, too everyday personal feelings that might not relate to another person. And I think that you have to be very careful to have an aesthetic guiding force if you allow yourself this kind of a freedom, and also be very selective about the feelings that you want to express, because otherwise you could get as subjective as an infant that's crying in his crib, and no one can deny that this infant is expressing himself, but no one would call it art.
I was very lucky that you were not playing with the Chargers.
Yeah, right.
Have you heard any Finnish jazz music?
Yeah, we heard the quartet that won at the Montreux Festival last night, and they sounded marvelous. And the amazing thing to me is that they could attain, such a high degree of ability where there's no environment for them to be continually playing in clubs and, and having an audience encourage them, or other musicians of their own caliber and so on, And they really sounded very high professional level. Maybe we can finish up featuring everybody in the trio with a Miles Davis number that's come to be associated with our group, because no one else seemed to pick up on it after it was written for a Cannonball date that I did with Cannonball in 1958. He asked Miles to write a tune for the date. Miles came up with this tune, and it was kind of a new type of sound to contend with. It was a very modal sound, and I picked up on it, but no one else did. The tune is called Nardis.
you, Mr. Evans. I'd like to thank you very much.
Thanks very much for your hospitality. It's wonderful piano.
Thank you.
Great.
Maybe
Got
we'll
enough?
come and drink some coffee with us.
Well, I think we'll have to be going pretty quickly, but I think maybe we'll have a good time. Yes.
Well, just for a
Uh-huh.
short while. Ilkka.